Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All praise belongs to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God of the universe. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am going to tell you a story about giant with some villagers. So here's the story. Terry the giant. Once upon a time, there was a giant who lived in a cave on mountains with all the wildlife there. And on the field of mountains, there was a village full of villagers. One day, Terry was very lonely. So he had a thought, what if I went to the village so that I can make friends with the villagers? He thought about it for a while, but finally he decided to do it. He went down the mountain and went to the village. But when he finally arrived to the village, he was not expecting what would actually greet him. The villagers saw Terry and they were not happy with it. They were terrified. They screamed, they ran, and they hid away because now there is a tall and big giant on their village. Some brave villagers took some weapons and attacked Terry with it. Terry was shocked. He wasn't expecting any of this. All he wanted was to make friends with the villagers so that they can live in peace. But now, before he gets hurt any further, he got escaped. So he ran away, back to the mountains and back to his cave. With all the arrows and pitchforks stuck on his back, he decided to rest so his wounds can finally heal. Terry is very sad because of that incident. But the villagers was obviously scared of Terry, but the thing is about Terry, he never gives up. So he thinks about a plan. He thinks and thinks, and finally he decided at one plan. He thought if maybe he helped the villagers with some of their problems, maybe they would gain sponsors at him, and then they could live in peace. And so he starts. He starts with small things, like picking up trash and waste and other things. But if not after all that, the villagers would sometimes still attack Terry while he was helping them. But Terry never gives up. He keeps helping them every single day. And slowly but surely, the villager will gain trust at Terry. Terry was seeing that his plan was working, but it was not finished yet. So he keeps helping them every day. And then one night, it was winter, and the night was freezing cold. The villagers couldn't sleep through winter nights because it was very cold. The villagers saw this as a problem, but Terry saw this as an opportunity. So he ran to his cave and took his giant blanket and cut it into pieces, and took that pieces to the village. And then when he arrived, he gave them to all the villagers. The villagers didn't expect Terry's kindness, but they still took the blankets. And now because of Terry, the villagers could sleep through the winter nights with warmth, but at the cost of Terry needing to sleep through the winter nights while being frozen by it. The villagers realized Terry was actually a kind giant. And after all that, they were feeling really guilty. So they finally decided to come to Terry's cave and apologize to him. And as an apologization, they decided to give Terry a gift. And what's the gift? They built a house on the village just for Terry. Terry was obviously very happy about this because his plan of helping the villagers worked. And now the villagers loved him. And now Terry lives with the villagers in peace. The end. So the moral of the story is you should never judge something by its looks, but instead judge something by its heart. Like the sentence that goes, don't judge a book by its cover. That's all I got for you. I'm sorry if there's any mistake. And then, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How are you guys doing today? I wish all the best for you. So, my name is Akila Rafif. I'm from Bekasi, West Java. And now, we're telling a story from West Kalimantan. It's called the Golden Watermelon. You guys ready? Okay, let's get right into it. So, once upon a time, there lived a wealthy merchant in West Kalimantan. But apparently, he's gone, leaving behind two sons, named Zakir and Dermawan. Both of his sons had very opposite personalities. Now, let's talk about Dermawan. Just by knowing his name, you know, right? He's kind, loving man, generous, literally the greatest man you'll ever meet in your whole entire life. But Zakir, he's evil, a horrible man with a real big ego. Not to mention, a stab you in the back, both literally or metaphorically. And one day, their father died. But before he died, he had already split his belongings between both of his sons equally. Now, let's talk about what happened next. Dermawan kept things very simple. He took his share of the inheritance and put it in a safe box. That's it. And suddenly, lots of poor people start lining up in front of his house. Dermawan is being a great guy he was. He took his share and literally gave it all away to these people. And as soon as it all ended, he had to move to a smaller house and get a job as a foreman, and the salary wasn't much, probably around $1 a day, and it's enough to feed him 3 times a day. And one day, the crow fell from a tree. Whee! Dermawan picked it up and said, "What happened to you, little buddy? Are you hurt? Your wings looks broken. Okay, don't worry. I'll help you get better in no time." And Dermawan took care of the crow. And after 2 or 3 days, the crow could finally fly again. And in the next day, the crow came back with a present, which is a seed, and gave it to Dermawan. Dermawan was confused. A seed? That's it. But still, he planted the seed and nurtured it every single day. In a few months, the seed grew into a watermelon. Now, I'm pretty sure every one of you has already seen a watermelon, right? Like this big. Okay, that's your normal watermelon. But this one was special, super duper special. Let me tell you why. This watermelon was gigantic. It was so big, humongous. It weighed around 500 pounds. No kidding, it's real. And Dermawan was shocked. Oh my god, wow, no way. Okay, it's still a watermelon. And Dermawan decided to cut this watermelon in half and share it with the whole village. Because sharing is caring, am I right? Dermawan took his message and prayed. "Oh Lord, please give me a power to cut this watermelon." Okay, let's do this. Really? But somehow the message got stuck. He took a peek inside and thought, "Wow, oh my god, no wait, is this what I think it is?" Okay, yep, wow, it's real, okay. And boom, it was real. What did he find? He found gold. Gold inside a watermelon. Dermawan was so happy, very very happy, and every villager heard about it. And the word spread so fast, even reached his brother Zakir. And Zakir quickly felt envious. My brother is getting gold and I'm not. Hey you, yeah you, go get me some watermelon seed and a crow. You got it? ASAP. And the time came. Zakir did exactly the same thing as Dermawan. He he shouted to everyone, "You all witness my moments of glory! Let's do this!" Oh man, it's so smelly. But when he opened the watermelon, it wasn't gold. Shit, man, it's dirty. No ruby, no diamond. It was mud, smelly, dirty mud, full of bacteria. Well, that's what you get for being greedy, right? And everybody looked. The whole room was smelly, and his new t-shirt was stained. And the end. So, that's my story for today. And the moral is pretty simple. I have 3 lessons for it. First of all, don't be greedy. If you have more than you need, give it to others who need it more. Many people out there are struggling while we live in great life. We should share what we have with them. And second of all, we should be kind. Let's spread love and peace to everyone, including your enemies. And lastly, it's pretty simple. If you do good things, God will give you something in return. You won't even realize it. It could be something extraordinary, something you've never even imagined. So, that's it from me. I'm anak-anak. Thank you. And finally, I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How are you this evening?
We're fine, thank you.
I hope all of you have a great day today. My name is Satria Yuda Prawira Anwar. I'm from grade 11. On this occasion, I want to tell you a story from Central Java with the title Timun Mas. So yeah, just keep on watching. Once upon a time, not far from a jungle, lived an old woman. She hadn't a child yet. Every day, she always pray for a child. Until one day, the giant heard the prayer. I heard you complaining. I will give you a child as long as you give it to me when it's 17 years old. Are you sure? Yes, I want. Please give me a child. Here, plant that seed, but remember our agreement. A magic seed was planted. In a week, a cucumber came out of the ground. Wow, what kind of cucumber is this? I must go home now and slice it. Do you know what is inside of the cucumber? There was a baby girl. Finally, she had a child and her daughter was named Timun Mas. In a short years, Timun Mas became a young girl. But her mom was worried. She knew she must keep the promise to the giant. But she also didn't want to miss her beloved daughter. In the afternoon, the giant came to their house. Timun must take this bag and run away from the giant. Why, Mom? Why should I run away? Because the giant wants to eat you. Her mom gave her cucumber seeds, needles, salt, also shrimp paste in the pocket. Then her mom went to the front to meet the giant. Where is Timun Mas? I come here to take her. She's not here. What? Are you trying to break our agreement? I'm very sorry. I couldn't give her. I love her so much. The giant was very angry about what she said. Then he chased Timun Mas. Timun Mas, don't you run away from me! Timun Mas heard the giant roar. Magically, Timun Mas spread the cucumber seeds. Suddenly, the cucumbers turned into many cucumbers, and the giant had to stop and eat them. Cucumbers. But the cucumbers didn't hold the giant. So Timun Mas spread the needles. Suddenly the needles become a forest of sharp buzzes. Timun Mas, please stop it. But the giant wouldn't give up. He still chased Timun Mas. When he almost got her, Timun Mas spread the salt. Suddenly, the land became an ocean. Timun Mas, don't you run away from me! But the ocean couldn't drown the giant. Timun Mas was anxious. Finally, she spread the swim pass. It became swamp, and the giant got stuck. No, help me! I'm drowning! The swamp pulled the giant down until his head, and he never shows up again. I think that's enough for me. Thank you for your kind attention. But before that, the moral value, the story of Timun Mas teach us that being brave, smart, and kind, we can face any problem. Also, never ask for anything except from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So yeah guys, thank you for watching. Good evening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All praise belongs to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God of the universe. Salawat and greeting are bestowed upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, tabi'in, and those who follow in his footsteps until the end for time. Today I will tell you about Usaid al-Hudayr, was reading of the Quran was heard by angels. This is the story. One night, Usaid was reading the Quran at the place where his horse was tied. Suddenly, his horse went wild, jumping up and down. Then he read again. Then his horse went wild again. He continued reading. Then his horse went wild, jumping up and down again. Usaid was worried. The horse would hit Yahya, his son. So he got up and approached the horse. Suddenly, he felt that he was under a shed, as if there was a shadow above his head that protected him. Then he rose into the air, so that the shadow was not visible to him. Then Usaid met Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to tell about last night event. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that an angel will come down to listen to your reading of the Quran. If you continue to read it, so surely in the morning people will be able see that angel will never appear to them. The lisan we can listen are: 1. Keep reading the Quran. 2. One of the evidence of reading the Quran is that the angel always listen to the reading of the Quran. That's all from me. I apologize if If I said or did something wrong, I close by saying wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.